Hi everyone, it's Gina with Peonies of America, and today I'm going to start moving some of my seedlings outside. I'm going to put some in the ground and some of them. Okay, I'm going to start with the calendula, and I'm going to put the calendula out for beneficial insects. And I did hear that I've never grown them before, and I did hear that they attract aphids, and the aphids will go to the calendula instead of going to maybe your flower or your vegetables that you have close to them. So I am going to put them out and try those for the first time. I'm also going to put out some kale, the Scarlet brand, and I love the purple veining in these. These are absolutely so pretty. So I'm going to put these in some above ground boxes that I have out with my peonies and see how they overwinter. I've never done that before. I only germinated a few of the seeds, and I'd like to enjoy them before the weather gets really hot, which will be 6 months from now, and we'll see how they overwinter. And then I'm also going to put out the Bachelor Buttons, the classic romantic, and we'll see how those overwinter also. So I'm only going to put out a few right now, and I have oh, the roots on here are really amazing. Okay, the roots on here are amazing. I just wanted to show you up close. And I hope you can see that, yeah. But anyway, the root system on the calendula are really nice. And I grow in the red solo cups, and I just put holes in the bottom of these. I think this will be a good area back here because this building really protects it from the north, and it won't get any of the wind or anything. So I bet these will overwinter just fine back here. Okay, I'm going to start with the kale, the Scarlet, and I'm going to put them kind of in this corner area here, and then that corner area over there. And then I'm going to put the Bachelor Buttons not quite in the middle, but in this this first third. So let's get these in the ground as quickly as I can. Okay, when I got the kale out of these terracotta pots here, a lot of the roots, if you can see, are really stuck down in there. So I don't know why, but there was no way of getting those out. I mean, they're really, a lot of the roots were there. So I'm not sure if I will use these again to seed anything. And here's the other one also. The seed came out a little bit easier, and I had just watered them, but it's really stuck on the sides. The roots are. So I hope I did not damage them by trying to get them out of these pots. So I put them in here. They're about anywhere from 10 to 12 inches apart, and there's 4 total in each grouping, so that wasn't too bad. There was one that was really small, and I don't even know if it will survive. So we'll just see. I've got 8 of them out here, and we'll see what they do. So let's go ahead and get the Bachelor Buttons in. Okay, so I got the Bachelor Buttons in also, but I did notice that again in the pots, the roots really stick to the sides of these terracotta pots. So no more seeding in those. I did tear a little bit of that Bachelor Button right there. So I don't know if that one will survive, but I went ahead and put all 3 clumps together in there. So I just figured that was the best way of doing it. So this might have just not been a huge success today, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give them a little bit of water and keep an eye on them. Okay, so while I'm out here, I'm gonna check the other perennials and hardy annuals that I have growing in these peony beds and see how they're doing. I did just notice my sweet peas that I put out here about 10 days ago, and they made it through the 24-degree freeze, and it also went down to the feel like was 14 degrees here, and they look pretty good. I'll show them to you here. This one right here is standing up, and it looks like it's still growing down here. I've still got some good growth showing, but this one here was laid over. I don't think, we'll just have to see if it makes it or not. And then over here, these sweet peas are getting really hardy. They're getting tough. The stems are getting thick, so they made it. And no covering, no agribon that I put on them or nothing. And this one here is really, it's starting to split off, and I can feel that the leaves are starting to get a little tough. So they, I think they're gonna overwinter just fine. And here you can see some of the peonies coming up. I've got some peonies that are, well, I've got these boxes that are full. These boxes are full of peonies. But let me show you how the anemones and the ranunculus are going. There is a peony root, and these are all brand new anemones and ranunculus. And ranunculus, and they did get a little frosty there. I've got them planted all over in this bed. Ranunculus are coming up good. The anemones are coming up well. And we are at the end of December. Let's look at this bed over here. Oh, there's a lot of the anemones coming up right here. A lot of the anemones here. Here's some more here. So this bed looks good too. Cannot wait until spring to see how all this looks when it blooms. It's not much to see right now. But the sweet peas look like they overwintered fine. And we'll see how the Bachelor Buttons and the calendula do. And these are the ranunculus that I planted in here in the above ground box. And these are the white Labelle series ranunculus, and they're really doing good. I did not cover them with the agribon this last freeze. It did get down to 24 degrees, and the feel light got down to 17, and they were not covered or protected. And they look great. They look great. Ranunculus are really hardy, and I'm not saying that they can take this all winter long, but it did stay below freezing for a good 10 hours, which is really phenomenal. And then my Dianthus that I had several people ask me how they were doing. These were the ones I put in about a month ago. These look a little ragged after this last hard freeze. But this grouping here looks very good. It made it just fine and is thriving. The growth has slowed, of course, because of the cold. Here's another grouping of the Dianthus. So it did make it through the very, very extreme cold.